easier. Thank you.
There's been a lot of speak about improving the senior center, or at least the situation for the senior center, and improving the youth programs, and pumping money into the youth programs. But between saying, yes, let's paint lines and let's put it in a skate park, that doesn't necessarily do much for anyone whose interest isn't directly involved in that. What about all of the kids who don't want to go be at a skate park? Doesn't it make more sense to have something more involved rather than this is for you, go for it? But to have people say we're interested in what's going on and how you're developing. Or for the senior center, instead of just saying this is a bigger building for you to exist in, to get something reoccurring where you're going to have people show up and interact with them and hear their story or do something rather than just here's more money, here's this thing. So my question is, what would happen with the money that is found or the grants that are found for those programs? What is the plan?
Who wants to start on that? Oh, Don, okay.
First of all, the citizens of this town should realize that a lot of money was spent in legal fees over the last couple of years. A lot of that money was earmarked at one time for infrastructure and for programs within the city. We're still recovering from those times. The skate park is one example. That spanning the senior center, putting more money in, is one example. It's not the only thing I'm suggesting. It's going to take time. But it's something we have to put more emphasis on to go in that direction. It's not something that's going to, well, don't take care of yourself. The seniors have got in a few years, we don't have to worry about it. My kids are going up, going to be out of town in a few years, we don't have to worry about it. That's wrong. That's totally wrong. I did found out that almost half of the citizens of this town are registered voters now. That's unreal. When a couple of years ago, I remember when less than a quarter of them were registered voters. So we have people to care. The citizens care. We have to work with them and show them we care.
Anybody else? Okay.
Okay, so we go after a lot of different funding to try to do a lot of different things. One of the things that we do here in the city is we encourage the youth to participate in the park boards. We can hear some of their ideas, make them understand how some of government works. We also encourage the youth to participate in the planning commission, the planning of our city. One of the things that we've been talking about doing some different things with the city. City Hall itself, we have a very aging building and talking about what kind of things we can do with that. Of course, the new building costs a ton of money, and it will cost the citizens, right? So one of the things that we're looking at is doing a feasibility, looking at everything that we have, is looking at our youth centers, our seniors, our city hall, and looking at all the assets that the city has and trying to figure out what it would cost to run the city of our size and meet the needs of our citizens. So part of that, my plan is when we start doing that, once we have this feasibility study and have this information, is to form an advisory group and it's different people from the community, and not the same people that show up at the council meetings, but people that I've been meeting as I've been out, talking to folks that are interested in having a voice and deciding what our city hall will look like, what our programs will look like, what our youth center looks like. We have a great partnership now with Valley Bible, and they're bringing a lot of different things to our city as far as programs for our youth. We've been I've been working regionally, some of the committees that I sit on, and one that I'm hoping to get on is aging, to find out other programs and opportunities that we have that we can bring to our community for our seniors. We're kind of stuck in our bubble and kind of stuck in everything that way things have been working, and And we're finally at the point where we can start reaching out beyond ourselves and reaching outside and figuring out what we can bring in and how we can enhance the community. And one of the great things I think about running for office is getting out and talking to people and hearing all the great ideas that you have and that you've been giving me. Trust me, I've had my notebook, a lot of you have seen me maybe with my clipboard, and I'm taking notes and just keeping track of things that people are telling me and what they want to see in their city, because I believe that's important. I don't know, I don't have all the answers. I'm here to serve you, and it's for you to give me the answers and bring those things and find out what the community really needs. And I think it is an answer, so thank you.
Anyone else on that question?